Bhisma Dev, we're going to cover a few of the points. So anybody remember anything from last night? Who was here? Any points that we covered? Just speak it. Anyone? Who was here last night? Yesterday? Yeah, there were some devotees who were here. You remember the point? Any point we covered yesterday? No, you are the wrong direction. This one. Let's see. So, it's like this. Good. Put it on. The screen, and then also professional. Put it back. This stuff. Okay. Please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay, so who is the main character that we were talking about yesterday? Bhishma Pitama, Bhishma Dev. And the great Bhishma Dev, he is the son of whom? What's his mother's name? Ganga. Ganga Putra Bhish. And his father's name was Shantanu, correct. Of course, so we learned about the story of how he came about. Shantanu's father got married to Ganga, so he was born. And we heard the rest of the story, how Satyavati got involved. Then later on, there was a division and the fight, the war, and then at the end of the war, he is lying on his bed of arrows, about to leave his body. And here Yudhishthira Maharaj has come to get advice from him on what to do. So we covered some of the verses. We'll continue. Now remember, he was talking about the pain and the suffering that the Pandavas went through. Remember? Why was he talking about that? Because Yudhishthira was feeling very depressed. He felt it's not worth to have fought that battle. All these people died just for my enjoyment. The Kauravas were okay, they're not so bad. Actually, they're very bad. So Bhishma Pitama spent some time reminding Yudhishthira how bad the Kauravas were. How much suffering you guys had to go through. And if you are fine with your own suffering, your mother went through so much, Kunti Devi. Think of her. So don't feel so bad that you have to fight this war. That is what you see. And then someone may confuse that these are good people. Why do bad things happen to good people? But it is the plan of the Lord. That's the title of today. So repeat after me. Na yasya karhichid rajan Puman veda vidhisitam Yadvijigyashaya yukta Muhyanti kavayopihi. Any words you recognize here? Any word at all? Veda, yes. Rajan means what? King. Which king is he talking about? Bhishma Dev talking to Yudhishthira, because Yudhishthira is now the king. That's only Rajan. He wasn't always the king, right? Now he won the battle, so he's the king. Says, "Oh king, no one can know the plan of the Lord Sri Krishna. Even the great philosophers inquire exhaustively They are bewildered. So he's telling Yudhishthir, first of all, look, Krishna's plans are very difficult to figure out. You are great philosophers, they will be bewildered. Now you're just a king. So purport Prabhupada explains this. Listen carefully, purport. The bewilderment of Maharaj Yudhishthir over his past sinful acts and the resultant sufferings, etc., is completely negated by the great authority Bhishma. Bhishma is one of how many authorities? A group of 12 authorities. Bhishma is one of them. Bhishma wanted to impress upon Maharaj Yudhishthir that since time immemorial, no one, including such demigods as Shiva and Brahma, could ascertain the real plan of the Lord. Imagine, Brahma and Shiva cannot. Shiva has how many heads, you know? What Shiva? He has actually 5 heads. We don't show them all, but right? Mahadeva Panchamukhe, 5 months. Brahma has how many heads? 4 heads he can't figure out. 4 heads, you know, we have these computers, right? Quad core processors. 4 heads. He couldn't figure out. He's saying, he cannot. They cannot ascertain the real plan of the Lord. So what can we understand about it? It is useless also to inquire about it. You want to ask about it. It's very complex. Even the exhaustive philosophical inquiries of sages cannot ascertain the plan of the Lord. Then what is supposed to do? The best policy is to simply abide by the orders of the Lord without argument. Lord said, do this, let's do it. The sufferings of the Pandavas, now this is important. Sometimes wonder, right? They must have done something sinful. Listen carefully. The sufferings of the Pandavas were never due to their past deeds. The Lord had to execute the plan of establishing the kingdom of virtue, and therefore his own devotees suffered temporarily in order to establish the conquest of virtue. Do you understand what I said? It's no, right? Okay. Let me simplify. That the Lord wanted to bring goodness, wanted to establish religiosity, truth, and justice. That you understand, good things in the kingdom. And the way to do it was through this mechanism. Part of it was suffering. They just suffered a little bit, in one sense, he's saying. Prabhupada explained it. Now, Bhisma Dev was certainly satisfied by seeing the triumph of virtue. You know, triumph means what? Triumph means victory. Virtue means good things, goodness. They won. They had victory. Triumph of virtue. Even a great fighter like Bhishma could not win the battle of Kurukshetra because the Lord wanted to show that vice cannot conquer virtue. So virtue means goodness and truth. What is the opposite of virtue? Vice. Say it. Correct. Now you know. If somebody says, what is the opposite of vice? You say virtue. What is the opposite of virtue? Vice. Now you know. Vice cannot conquer virtue, regardless of who tries to execute it, including Bhishma Dev. Now, Bhishma Dev was a great devotee of the Lord, but he chose to fight against the Pandavas by the will of the Lord. Because the Lord wanted to show that a fighter like Bhishma cannot win the wrong side. Even Bhishma was undefeatable. Will get defeated if you're on the wrong side. So never be on the wrong side of the vice virtue debate. Always go on the side of justice and truth. Okay? You know that. Okay. Tasmadidam deva tantram Vyavasya Bharatarshadha Tasyanu Vihito Natha Natha Pahi Praja Prabho. O best among descendants of Bharat, Yudhishthir, I maintain, therefore, that all this is within the plan of the Lord. Accepting the inconceivable plan of the Lord, you must follow it. You are now the appointed administrative head. And my Lord, you should now take care of those subjects who are now rendered helpless. Okay, so he's telling Yudhishthir, don't be depressed. The suffering you went through, it was just plan of the Lord. You've won. Now it's your job, your duty to take care of these citizens who are under you. Now you may wonder, okay, if Yudhishthir did not do anything wrong, Pandavas did not do anything wrong, why is they have to even a little bit suffer? Okay, imagine this scenario, okay? There is a mother, and she has a son, and she has a daughter. They're grown up. And the son just got married, and the wife also moved in the house. Now you have mother, the son, he went to office, and there's two other ladies in the house. The daughter and the daughter-in-law. Now the daughter-in-law just came last week, just freshly married. But the house has some rules. How to make chapati properly, how to put the flour over here, and make sure you don't mix the salt and the sugar and this and that. But the mother-in-law, the good mother-in-law, she'll be a little sensitive to the daughter-in-law. Don't make her feel bad, showing her rules all the time right from the beginning, shouting at her for making a mistake. Understand, right? Those are smart mother-in-laws. They know that daughter-in-law is sensitive because they were also one time daughter-in-law. So they know how painful it can be when mother-in-law chastises you for small things. But the mother-in-law still needs to explain some instruction. If the sugar and salt got mixed up by the daughter-in-law, then the mother-in-law, no, she needs to know where to put what. So she won't shout at her. So she'll take it down and put it. And then she'll tell her daughter, okay, tomorrow you mix them on purpose. The daughter, not daughter-in-law. And then I'll shout at you, but you don't feel bad. So she tells her mix them on purpose. And the next morning, hey, why did you put the salt and sugar like this? Oh, sorry, mommy, it's a mistake. Yeah, I know we're not supposed to put it, but she makes sure that other daughter-in-law is hearing, but she's not shouting at her directly. You see? So this is called smart punishment. She's not punishing daughter-in-law. She's not even punishing her daughter. It looks like she's punishing her daughter. Her daughter feels like a little sad, but she's not really sad. She's pretending to be hurt. You follow? You're together. This is how Krishna did this particular thing. Now you understand the situation? Now read the purport and you know what I'm saying. Okay, the purport, listen to purport carefully. Srila Prabhupada says this. The popular saying is that a housewife teaches the daughter-in-law by teaching the daughter. This is the opening line of the purport. Similarly, he just says in one sentence. I gave a little story. It's clear what he's trying to say. Similarly, the Lord teaches the world by teaching the devotee. Are you together? The devotee is the example. Devotee, Arjuna, Yudhishthira, they didn't really feel anything. I mean, they felt something, but it's okay. But the Lord teaches the world by confusing Arjuna. Arjuna knew he's supposed to fight. He wasn't really confused. He didn't have to speak Bhagavad Gita. But he intentionally made Arjuna confused and asked questions so that the world can hear. Arjuna knew to fight. He was not really bewildered. You follow? So the Lord makes sometimes it looks like they're suffering. That's why this is a plan of the Lord. It is not their karma. Do you understand now? It is not karma. It is the mother-in-law, daughter-in-law. Because the mother-in-law, she knows what it's like to be daughter-in-law. It's a very famous Indian TV series. क्योंकि छाछ भी कभी नहीं थी. Sorry, क्योंकि सास भी कभी बहू थी. Chas used to be dying before. Sorry, anyway, you understand. So, the devotee does not have to learn anything new from the Lord because the Lord teaches a sincere devotee always from within. So that's why advanced devotees, even when they're going through pain, you don't take it too seriously. The Lord is trying to use me to maybe instruct somebody else, or maybe he's trying to instruct me. It doesn't matter. Ultimately, I'm not this body anyway. Who cares? This life is this short. Why am I worried if I was insulted over here or I was dishonored over there? Who cares? Tatha manapamanayo, Krishna says. One who sees man apman the same, that is Sitati Muni. Sukeshu anudbagdamana, Sukeshu vigataspreha, Vidarag Bhayakroda, Sitadi Muni Uchate. He's not excited when very nice things happen. He's not depressed when painful things happen. Equipoised. This is called Sitati Muni. Devotees acquire this tolerance because they know what is what. See? So if the Lord uses us, it's fine. But it takes liberal advancement. And if we find we are becoming like that, there is a mercy of the Lord. That is a litmus test for our advancement. We have to measure our advancement too. We can't assume that, I'll never be advanced. No. We have to add our level of tolerance. We have to increase our level of saintliness. Step into it, step up, tolerate more, smile in the face ups and downs. There is a snowball in your face. Smile. It's not the end of the world. A devotee's duty, therefore, is to ungrudgingly accept tribulation from the Lord as a benediction. You follow? Ungrudgingly accept the problems, the pains, as a benediction. Benediction is what? Varadan, gift. Bitter gift, yeah. But it's nutritious, good for you. Karela. The Pandavas were advised by Bhisma Dev to accept the responsibility of administration without hesitation. The poor subjects were without protection due to the battle of Kurukshetra. And they were awaiting the assumption of power by Maharaj Yudhishthira. A pure devotee of the Lord accepts tribulations as favors from the Lord. Since the Lord is absolute, there is no mundane difference between the two. Something favored, something vain, okay. The Lord is absolute, the devotee also is absolute. I know it's a hard pill to swallow. At least we understand the theory. To move away from a grudging, complaining type of mentality gradually is a mark of our progress. To see opportunities to serve and be happy about it is a mark of our progress, isn't it? And then when we do that, at the end of the day, we'll feel much nicer. You'll feel overall less painful in life, and you'll feel more confident good things are coming. Plan of the Lord. Esha vai Bhagavan Sakshat. Adyo Narayana Uma. Mohayan Mayaya Lokam. Gurashcharati Vrishnishu. Any names you reckon? Any words recognize here? Narayan, another one? Bhagavan. Moha, yes. Moha means bewilderment. Maya, which means mind. Yeah. What's that? Lokam means what? Yes. Correct. Loka, this world. Any other names? Vrish. What's that? Gudha means what? Gudha means? Yeah. Let's see. What about Vrishni? Vrishni, the family of Vrishni, exactly. Right? So Vrishni is the dynasty in which who appeared? Krishna. Krishna appeared Vrishni. Right? So he's among this, his family are Vrishnis. Vrishnishu means this plural, Vrishnishu, the Vrishnis, as a dynasty, like a family. Right? Okay. This Shri now Bhisma Dev is telling Yudhishthira, hey, you see this Krishna sitting here? Let me tell you about him. This Shri Krishna is none other than the inconceivable original personality of God. Just think about it. Krishna is so much younger than Bhishma, but Bhishma knows who he is. He's a Mahajan. Yes, this Krishna. He is the Lord. And he's been a bhakta even before Krishna was born. Bhishma Dev was a bhakta. How is that possible? Because Krishna worship is eternal. Devotees of Krishna has always been there. Is it possible to be a fan of the sun at night? Of course. You can be adoring the sun has not come up, but you know it's coming. The sun is awesome. Can't wait. Go to the beach, sit in the sun, enjoy the warmth. Just because the sun is not visible to us doesn't mean it's not there. So just because Krishna was not visible when Bhishma was young doesn't mean it's not there. You know who else was chanting the name of Krishna? Prahlad Maharaj. That was million years before Krishna appeared. And he was chanting Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya, son of Vasudeva. He's son of Vasudeva, but he's not appeared yet. How is that possible? Because he's eternal. He used the name Krishna. There's a famous verse by Prahlad Maharaj where he used the name Krishna. You know that? Matir na Krishna parata satova mithovi padyeta griha vitanam adanta govir vishadanta misram punah charita charanam. Very famous verse. If you don't worship Krishna, these people constantly go down to hellish planets and chewing the chewed. So Krishna, he's saying, this Krishna, my dear boys, this Krishna who is sitting right here, he is the one. He is the first Narayan, the supreme enjoyer. But he is moving amongst the descendants of King Vrishnis. There's a family. He's moving as a family member, just like one of us. And he's bewildering us with his self-created energy. So he's not, Bhishma is not bewildered. He sees who he is, but he's saying everyone's getting bewildered. Huh? So he's not wasting any time now to tell us Yudhishthira. Of course, again, Yudhishthira knows. Yudhishthira is pure devotee, so he knows. But this message is for us. We are all the daughter-in-law. Yudhishthira is a daughter. Bhishma is a mother. This is how it's done. Asyanubhavam Bhagavan Veda Guhyatamam Shiva Devarshi Narada Saksha Bhagavan Kapilo Nripa. So Bhishma is saying, don't take my word for it. What? Who do you recognize from here? Names. Give me some names you recognize. Narada, Kapila, and any more? Shiva. Right. Yeah, Devarshi Narada, that's right. Veda. Yeah, Veda means to know. That's right, correct. And Bhagavan means the Supreme Lord. Okay, so let's see the translation. O King, Lord Shiva, and Narada, the sage among the demigods, and Kapila, the incarnation of Godhead, all know very confidentially about his glories through direct contact. So he's saying, don't take my word for it. These great souls, Shiva, Narada, Kapila, they are directly in touch with Krishna. Shiva is constantly in touch with Krishna by meditation. Narada is constantly in touch with Krishna by singing his names. And of course, he goes in and out of the spiritual world. He just goes as he pleases. He speaks to Krishna whenever he wants. Same thing with Kapila Dev with the incarnation himself. Okay, we're moving a little bit faster because we want to try to finish a few verses. And it's good to recite them in a group like this. Yamanyase matuleyam Priyam mitram suhrittamam Akaro sachivam dutam Sauhridadata sarathim. Okay, let's see. Try to guess what are the words are. Any words? Priyam means what? Huh? Means what in English? Dear, that's correct. Mitra, friend. Suhrit, well-wisher, correct. Dutam, messenger. Sarathim, charioteer. Sarathi, charioteer. Yeah, you know these words. The thing is, if you kind of sit back and try to take it apart before you jump into the translation, you will realize how many words we actually know. You will realize how much Sanskrit we actually know. Like, I don't know any Sanskrit myself. Like, if someone tells me translate this English sentence, tomorrow I'm going to school into Sanskrit, I cannot do it. But individual words we can do, isn't it? Because we cannot use them in languages, plus you heard them in the verses. This will try to strengthen your recognition. Just I'm doing these exercises. So he continues saying, "O king, that personality whom out of ignorance only you thought to be a maternal cousin, your very dear friend, well-wisher, counselor, messenger, benefactor, etc., is that very personality of God as Sri Krishna." You know how beautiful it must sound when Bhishma is telling them this. You thought he was your cousin. You thought he's just a charioteer. You thought he's just a messenger. Huh? He's that same person who is a supreme Lord, from which all this universe has come. Huh? It boggles the mind. And he's walking among us like he's one of us. It's pretty far out. Of course, he's preaching to the choir. You know, have you heard that phrase? Preaching to the choir. Preaching to the choir means it. They already Yudhishthira already knows all these things, but yes, it's nice to hear it. It's for us to hear. Let us not be bewildered just because Krishna is walking among us like human, that he's one of us. He's not. He's categorically different. He's a very personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. Sarvatmana samodrisho. Yadvayasyanaham krite. Hard one, one word. Tam kritam mativaishamyam. Niravatyasya na kvache. Being the absolute personality of Godhead, he is present in everyone's heart. Let's get into deeper philosophy. He is equally kind to everyone, and he is free from the false ego of differentiation. He does not differentiate. He's the mind of somebody else's. He does not do special favors. Therefore, whatever he does is free from material inebriety. He is equibalanced. Inebriety means intoxicated. You know, sometimes we are intoxicated, so we can't tell what is what. If someone is drunk, they cannot see the road properly. That's inebriety. So material inebriety means the intoxication of false ego, the intoxication of ignorance. So he's saying, because he is free from this false ego of differentiation, whatever he does is free from material inebriety. He'll always be 100% fair. He will never, ever do anything unfair. He will treat everybody equally. We are all his children. He treats all his children equally. He's equal opportunity, always. It may not look that way because we are all suffering and enjoying different things, but that's a whole different conversation. As far as the Lord is concerned, he loves all his children equally. Tathapyekant bhakteshu Pashya bhupanukampitam Yanme sumstyajata sakshat Krishno darshanamagata. Yet, despite his being equally kind to everyone, he has graciously come before me while I'm ending my life. For I am his unpensioned servant. See what he's saying? I am dying here. Just look at my good fortune. Even though he is equally kind to everyone, he is extra kind, and he has come before me. But I'll explain to you why he's coming. because I am his unflinching servitor. You know, when someone does this in front of your face, your eyes blink, you can't help it. Or you move like this. That's called what? Flinching. He says, I am his unflinching servitor. No matter what happens in my face, when I'm serving him, I will not even flinch. Full focus. Nobody can swerve me even 1 micromillimeter from serving him. I have been in unflinching service, therefore he has come. Generally, devotees don't say this, but he's trying to glorify the Lord. And he's trying to explain to the other people. Don't think the Lord is unequal or he's being partial to me. The only reason he came to show up here is because I've been preaching devotee. If you're not preaching, he will come to yours also, 100%. He will come. He will come. You know, there was, we have a great Acharya, his name is Krishna Goswami Maharaj in our ISKCON movement. And he was working very hard for Prabhupada. And he was reading that, we have to think of Krishna at the time of death. It's going to happen. He said, Prabhupada, all day and night I'm thinking of how I'm going to buy the bricks and where the cement is going to come from and the steel and then the tiles. And I'm talking to the contractor and so many things and money and the donation and this and that. We're building temple for Krishna. What if I die in the middle of these steel bricks and what's going to happen to me? I'm not thinking of Krishna. Prabhupada said, no, you are an unflinching servitor. You are fully absorbed in doing service directly for Krishna. This is Krishna's temple you're building. So don't worry about that. Even the time of death, you're thinking of bricks and all that. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally will come and incarnate in your mind at the time of your death. He said, I'm telling you this because they are doing this for them. So if we are absorbed in doing everything you do for Krishna, if we align our life, we dovetail what we do for Krishna and don't even have a little bit of selfishness in what we do, then we can qualify for flinching. Then what happens, even if you're thinking of the bricks and cement or you're cooking the chapatis for Krishna, whatever it is, at the time of death, you're rolling chapatis or thinking of rolling chapatis, Mahaprabhu will personally incarnate in your mind. Like how Krishna personally came in front of Vishnu. This is the thing. So purport, the appearance of Lord Krishna at the deathbed of Bhishma Ji is due to his being an unflinching devotee of the Lord. Arjuna had some body relationship with Krishna, right? Arjuna was cousin. Because the Lord happened to be his maternal cousin. But Bhishma had no such relation. Bhishma was not related to Krishna. Bhishma related to Arjuna. But Bhishma is not related to Krishna. You see? Therefore, the cause of attraction was due to the intimate relation of the soul. We all have a right to be intimately related with Krishna. All of us. Every single one of us is just as dear to the Lord as any other soul. Here he's saying the relation of the soul. Yet, because the relation of the body is very pleasing and natural, the Lord is more pleased when he's addressed as the son of Maharaj Nanda, the son of Yashoda, lover of Radharani. This is a little bit subtle, so listen carefully. This affinity by bodily relation with the Lord is another feature of reciprocating loving service with the Lord. Bhisma Dev is conscious of the sweetness of transcendental humor. And therefore, he likes to address the Lord as Vijaya Sakhe, Partha Sakhe, etc. Just exactly like Nanda Nandana or Yashoda Nandana. The best way to establish our relation with in transcendental sweetness is to approach the Lord through his recognized devotees. One should not try to establish the relationship directly. There must be a medium which is transparent and competent to lead us to the right path. So you see the point here? Bhishma Dev is not directly related to Krishna, but he addresses Krishna through Krishna's relationships. Krishna loves that. Krishna loves to be called, Gopinath, master of the gopis. He loves that. Gopinath doesn't have the name Krishna, he has the name Gopi. Nanda Nandana doesn't have the name Krishna in it. It has Nanda Maharaj's name in it. Yashoda Dulal does not have Krishna's name in it. It has Yashoda's name in it. But it is referring to Krishna. Krishna loves that. Oh, you call me Yashoda Nandana. You reminded me of my mother. You called me Partha Sakhi. He reminded me of my wonderful friend Arjuna. You called me Devaki Nandana. Right? Krishna loves that. Now, what is this love that Krishna has? In this verse we read, in the purport towards the end, we see how Krishna loves being referred to by his personal relationships. The purport explains how that explains, right? When we bow down in front of the deity, we bow down in front of the deity in the altar, in front of Lord Jagannath here. What do you recite? What do you recite, Mataji? You say something. What do you recite? When you bow down in front of the altar, what do you speak? You say some prayer, right? When you're on the floor, what do you say? What do you recite? No. What do you recite? Any deity, what do you speak? When you put your head on the floor, what is the first word that comes out of your mouth? Yes. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasaya. Isn't it? We all say that. We're supposed to be trained to say that. But the deity is Jagannath, but deity is Radha Krishna. But we say Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasaya, and then the spiritual master's name. Audibly. We hear it. We're supposed to say it audibly. And say the name of our guru. Why? Why not the name of the deity? You know why? Because we are telling the Lord, I'm here in your presence. My Lord, I am not worthy of being your servant. I am not even worthy of bowing down before you. But please know that I'm with him, is my guru. I'm with him. And I know he's dear to you. Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale. Bhutale means this planet, this Bhumandal. And in this planet, he is the one dear to you. I am with him. I'm under his shelter. Therefore, it is for this reason and this reason alone that I humbly ask you to accept my obeisances. Are you with me? How sweet is that? Did we know that? We knew that, right? You knew that. That's how we say. You didn't know. It's very honest. He's saying it even then. Very good. Now you know. That's how I do. We know we're supposed to chant the name, but why? To ask the Lord, Lord, I'm not worthy of being here. My only qualification is that I have taken shelter of your dear son. So, this is a point that Bhisma Dev, the Prabhupada is making about Bhisma Dev. You know, he calls Partha Sakhi. Krishna loves that name because you connect to Krishna's dear person. See? So this is the mood and feeling that we want when we bow down. The act of bowing down is an act of love. It is not a ritual. It is not a hollow ritualism. It's an act of love. And it can only be an act of love when you're conscious of why we are bowing down and what we're speaking and why we're speaking it. Can you imagine? We should be having at least some movement, some tears in our eyes. You know, I don't deserve to be here. But by the mercy of my Guru, I'm here. Please accept my obeisances. Please give me a mercy. Then it becomes an act of love. Otherwise, it becomes hollow ritualism. Prabhupada did not approve of hollow ritualistic approach. This act of offering the lamp, we all offered lamp today to Damodar in circles. It is not a ritual. It is an act of love. But if we do it mechanically, then it is hollow ritual. We're not mechanistic devotees. Every circle we want to. What is the point of offering these circles? When somebody comes, you know, in Indian tradition, right? Hindu tradition, someone comes from long distance, they offer arati before they come in the house. You've seen. If you don't do it at home, you have to see in the movies. Sometimes they do that. What is that? That in Hindi we say, "Tumhari nazar mujhe lag jaye," which means all the evil that's coming on you and it's supposed to come to me, come to me. I love you so much. You know, nazar utarna, like you, all that bad thing come to me. That is the mood. Even to Krishna. Krishna, no evil I should fall on you. Anything bad supposed to happen to you, may it happen to me instead. We offer with that mood. Can you imagine how sweet the loving exchange will be? Instead of count, of course, we count circles because we're taught to count circles. That's important. But imagine the mood when while counting circles, we say, my Lord, every circle, please, let it bad happen to me. I don't care. That is the joy, the love that we are taught in this sampradaya. It is not hollow ritualism, it is love, always. This act of chanting Hare Krishna Japa, it is not a ritual, it's an act of love. Of course, we're counting, but it's beyond just the counting. The act of reading and hearing these words of Bhagavatam, the words of scripture, the words of Prabhupada in the purports, it is not hollow ritual, it's an act of love. Meant to deepen what? Deepen our addiction to Krishna, addiction to loving Krishna, to thinking about him with loving feelings, and giving up on many other addictions that are of trying to enjoy selfishly in this world. Those addictions we want to give up. We want to be addicted to Krishna instead. Our bhakti process is one of developing personal, direct, loving relationship with Krishna. That is bhakti process. Personal and loving means there's nothing but honest sincerity in trying to please Krishna. And when you're trying to please someone without any tinge of selfishness or laziness or cutting corners, then that is love. And when there is love, we will do everything in our power to serve. When there is love, the connection is direct, clear, and honest. Isn't it? So looking through Bhishma's approach of calling Krishna through his relationship with great devotees is the standard to follow. So tomorrow when you bow down in your home altar or wherever, you chant the name of your Guru. If you don't have Guru, you can chant the name of Srila Prabhupada. Namah Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prasad Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitanami. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Pachani. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshtarani. And then you direct that to the Lord. And Lord, because I'm with Prabhupada and Prabhupada's line, therefore I have the audacity to come near you. Please pardon me. Accept me as yours. That is love. Hollow ritualism is the enemy of love. This is the point I'm trying to make today. Hollow ritualism is not just something small, it is the enemy of love. I'll give you an example. And this is because Kartik is starting now. It is important to approach Kartik with the right mindset. How many times have you heard this glorification of Kartik? That we do something in Kartik, we get million times benefit, 1,000 times benefit. You heard this, right? And we do it with excitement. It's good. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you research Srila Prabhupada's statements, how many times have you heard Prabhupada speak like this? About he says, he says, he basically downplayed this importance. We're doing, I know it's a little controversial. I'm saying something controversial. Everybody in ISKCON is like, yeah, they're playing it up. Prabhupada downplayed it. Why? Let me read you the letter, okay? This letter about this same point Prabhupada wrote. You know how the example of supermarket sale, supermarket, Diwali sale, 50% off everything. Christmas sale. Sometimes your Easter sale, these sales are there, right? 50% off for these 2 weeks. So you rush because less money, you get more things. So Kartik is like that, right? For less effort, you get more benefit. It's fine. Prabhupada gives himself, he gives example. This example Prabhupada gave it. Okay. But if you are the employee of the mall, even if you are Askari over there, doesn't matter. You're employee of the mall, you get 90% discount throughout the year. If you are employee of the mall, the employee doesn't get excited about the Christmas sale, 50% off. You're only getting 90% off. What Prabhupada is saying, you become full-time, fully engaged devotee in your heart. And these enticements for new people who have nothing to do with Krishna to bring them into the mall. That's all. But if you're already card-carrying member, why are you excited? You only got 90% off. It's okay. So don't make a big deal of it. You just keep doing intensely. That's all. Do a little bit more. That's fine. Okay, so let's read Prabhupada's letter. Okay. He said, you have asked about the specialness of the month of Kartik. And the answer is that it is a special inducement for persons who are not in Krishna consciousness to perform some devotional service, to get some taste of it. For persons who are doing nothing in Krishna consciousness, it is an indirect inducement to take to the devotional service in earnest seriousness. In this connection, there is a good example that sometimes a store gives special concession to attract new customers. This is Prabhupada's words in the letter. But for those who are already customers, there's no need for special sale. They will purchase at any cost if they know the importance and the value of the goods. Similarly, those who are pure devotees do not aspire for any concession. They're not incited or they're not inspired by the concessions. And out of spontaneous love, they try to engage themselves in devotional service 24 hours each day, 365 days a year without any stoppage. So as devotees, if you're aiming for 24 hours, you're already doing 24 hours in Kartik, you're not going to find the 25th hour. You're already given everything. What Prabhupada is saying is, every day of the year, you give Krishna everything you've got. Not that only Kartik. Do practical, reasonable things. Some people, they do very rigorous fasting. It works for them, it's good. But then I say, oh, you do this fasting. No, you do what works for you, but give yourself to Krishna. You see? Now I'll tell you the drawback. Yes, we should all do something special for Kartik. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm not saying ignore it. It's not what I'm saying. There is no doubt there's potency there. Do something. But rather than a fast, we can recommit to going deeper in our rounds. Very deep. This Kartik, I'm going to go so deep that after Kartik, that deepness will continue. The momentum will continue. Not that I'll be relieved Kartik is finished. You understand my point? This mentality reeks of hollow ritualism. Why? Because we think by doing something mechanistic, we'll get away with great devotional benefits. Everything has to be done with love. These sort of what we call enticements that are of a ritualistic nature, karma kandi type of nature. They are the enemy of love because why the hollow ritualism? I'll tell you. Because this sort of mechanistic approaches, they do not challenge us to increase our love for Krishna. They do not challenge us to identify our anarthas, our unwanted things. They do not challenge us to cleanse our heart and find what is wrong with me. They give us a kind of a cop-out or a lazy way out. I'll do this one fasting, everything will be fine. You understand the mentality? So it doesn't matter, do the fast, it's okay, but do it with that love. Don't get in the mindset that I'll do this and mechanically, I will avoid the hard work of challenging myself internally. The hard work of asking myself, why have I not given up this habit of criticizing people? That is the hard work. Fasting is easy. Do that. Go to the next level of removal of unwanted weeds in your garden of bhakti. Do that in Kartik. Don't find an escape in hollow ritualism. In fact, in Kartik, every single thing you do, ask yourself, where is the love in this? Why is it not saturated with tears in my eyes? Tomorrow I better have some tears or some feeling when I do this. Anything I do, even if it's opening the curtain or the door to my altar room, let me do that with no feeling to it. Even if it is applying my tilak, let me not be thinking about how this Mataji insulted me. No, just apply tilak by thinking this is the photos of the Lord. This clay is the body of the gopis. Different meditation, huh? Now imagine every single act you do is infused with that love. Won't you think you'll be a much better devotee tomorrow and the day after? So in Kartik month, starting today, do that. You can do whatever fasting you want, it's fine, no problem. But do this, you'll get the maximum benefit. And when you do this and you get a taste for it, you will not stop doing it after Kartik. You'll get better and better. So that is what I wanted to share. Somewhat controversial, but I'm trying to follow Prabhupada's cue. He's downplaying this thing. He said, don't make a big deal of this. You follow the letters. And there's not much he's talked about Kartik. This is one thing, one reference I found in the whole Vedas on this point. So yes, it's going to be put posters, do classes on this thing, 1,000 times benefit. Good, it's fine. But don't get carried away with the mentality that this is an opportunity for me to be lazy about the real work. Hollow ritualism is the enemy of love. Bring back love in everything and you'll be happy throughout. You will find progress. Follow Bhishma Dev's example. He's going through so much pain, but he's seeing the love and beauty of the Lord. And he's saying, the Lord has come for me because I'm unflinching. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada. Hari. Any comments?
Any questions? Any reflections? Any reflections? Say something.
Please.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, we'd like to thank His Grace Madana-gopala Prabhu. Madana-gopala Prabhu is, I've personally known him for, I think so, 8 to 10 years almost. Whatever Prabhu explained, you can just understand his devotion when he was speaking. It was like we were watching the movie when Bhisma Dev is quitting his body and Krishna is standing. It was like real life. And like how Prabhu has spoken about, just the feeling of Krishna and just the feeling of how we should be so much devoted. This is something that Prabhu personally follows in his life. It's not just something that he's just teaching just for the sake. So we are truly grateful for Prabhu coming here. As we all know, Madana-gopala Prabhu is an initiating guru. The initiating guru. And for those people who are aspiring to take initiation, initiation means that one has to take the shelter of the spiritual master because the guru is the one who is going to deliver you to Krishna. So I can say with a lot of confidence, knowing Prabhu personally, that he has that devotion that is required to take someone to Krishna. Hare Krishna. If anyone is aspiring to take initiation, you can kindly think about Madana-gopala Prabhu as your guru. If you think so, you can kindly communicate with me personally or in Path Prabhu, and we can tell you the process, how to go through it. I'm not speaking this because I want him to be a guru. He's already a guru, but I can feel he can connect with many people. I personally feel this, and I think it's a step forward. So if you feel like you want to take initiation, anyone wants to take initiation, there's a whole procedure whereby you're going to chant at least for maybe 1 year, 1.5 years. There's a course of a guru disciple course. It's a very long procedure. Yeah. So you can start the process. But on behalf of ISKCON Nugget, we would like to thank Madana-gopala Prabhu for coming for 2 days, giving us such a wonderful class on Bhisma Dev. Let us all chant together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama
Lord, we are
Hare
going to Krishna, and we hope and pray that His Grace Madana-gopala Prabhu can come back to Eldoret and inspire all of us. His Grace Madana-gopala Prabhu ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Advaita Bhaktivinoda ki jai. So I didn't tell you to say any of the books. And please know there are many, many gurus in ISKCON. I'm just one of them. Okay, so please don't feel, okay? Many you can look around. So just want everybody to know it's not like, Govind Prem Prabhu is feeling overwhelmed with appreciation today. So he's really going overboard. So don't take him too serious. So I'm very grateful to be with all of you. The sweetness that I've experienced here, the love and the exchange that I've received from all of you is immeasurable and incalculable. Every one of you. It's just very heart touching. And you've engaged me in glorifying whatever I know. My knowledge of this is not particularly sophisticated. I'm just sharing what I've read and what I've understood. So it is your glory that you gave me the chance to speak. Otherwise, what am I going to sit and waste time? So it's most appreciated. Or I've come to Kenya and just go and look at some wild animals or something. I've seen enough of them. In New York, mostly the wild animals are in human forms. So, now the Halloween is coming in October. You know how Halloween they dress up at different. But in New York, Halloween is redundant. Every day is Halloween. It's funny, but I'm most grateful, and I'm very eagerly pray to Lord that I can come back here on a regular basis, because there's a sweetness here that is unmatched. You know? There's a sense of sincerity here that I have not seen. So, and purity of love. So thank you very much again. I have no words to thank you, but the glories all belong to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. So we'll see you all next time when we're here. But I will also be joining the Eldoret Zoom call. That's where I meet a lot of my friends. My best friend, Sashwin, right over here. He became my friend on Zoom years ago. Let me see. Smile. Smile. Let me see. They say he used to have more teeth, but you know how things, they go. But he's a really, I've seen him very regularly attend this Zoom class. That's how I became my friend. So it was really cool. He would always recite his verses. How many years been coming for that thing now? Long time, right? 24 years now you've been coming for that thing. So it's a daily class. It's happening right now over here. Oh, wait, there's someone with a hand up. My goodness. We're completely ignoring this thing. Okay.
I
who
was
is-
going to, after your speech, I was going
I'm
to
so
say,
sorry. I
please don't
completely
ignore
ignored
us.
you. There's a whole, it's this side, volume on this side. Yeah, I can't. Upper one. Okay, yeah. That's a different phone. Okay, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you very much for your presence here in Eldoret. And we are on this Zoom because of you. You were the one who taught us how to do this. So we are really grateful. It's been really 4 years of constant Zooming with Bhagavad Gita and now Srimad Bhagavatam. And this group meets every day, and it's a dynamic group. So there is in and out of devotees, but all of us are very sincere. Yes, there is a question from Panchali Mataji. Mataji, kindly unmute and ask your question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, thank you so much for the wonderful class as always.
Hare
Prabhuji,
Krishna.
just on the point of, it was such a wonderful point that you made that hollow ritualism is just the enemy of love. So it's just falling on from what Prabhupada also taught, that one can chant for hundreds and thousands and millions of lifetimes, but if it's not done with love, then there is not going to be any use to that. So does that mean, Prabhuji, that yes, there are, even during Kartik month, there are rituals to be done, and just like mechanically doing chanting, if one does mechanically all the rituals of Kartik, there will be benefit because that is what the Shastra says, but one will not be able to get Krishna prem. Is that the thing? So the benefit,
Yeah,
they wouldn't completely be devoid of any benefit, is it? It's just that they wouldn't get Krishna prem. Is that
That's correct.
have I
That's
understood
correct.
it correctly,
That's
Prabhuji?
correct. See, that's absolutely correct. There is some benefit. There's some benefit. Okay.
Yeah.
But the main benefit you'll not get.
Yeah.
Yesterday we talked about cooking with smoke, right? That you can argue that there'll be some benefit. If you're trying to cook some, say you're trying to cook some makai, some corn, some maize over the fire is there, but the maize is very far away. So some smoke is coming. So there'll be some benefit. There'll be smoke flavor in the makai, but the makai will not be cooked.
Mm.
So you can say some smoke flavor was added. That's a benefit, but not very useful. The goal of life is Krishna Prem. So what use is any other benefit other than Krishna Prem anyway, if you're not going to get it, isn't it? If you think about it, our devotees' only goal is Krishna Prem. Prema Pumartho Mahan Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, the only Purushartha. So what is the use of that benefit if there's no Krishna Prem? What benefit is there? Put a smoke in your makai. Useless. You still can't digest it. So yes, Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, Namakkar bahir hoy, nama nahi hoy. Just because you're chanting the letters of the name, nama nahi hoy, that is not the name. If you call out, that's the name. See, you call out means you cry out. Call means you expect him to hear and come and respond with that mood. Then it's Nam. Otherwise, it's Namakshar. Namakshar Bahir, the external version of the name. He's very serious about it. He's not joking. He's not parsing his words. We have to chant with love. Prema Nama Rupa. Otherwise, we're stuck in hollow ritualism. So some benefit is there because at least there's a numeric benefit. There'll be some, and if in your many rounds that you chant, you can put a little bit of love. Out of 16 rounds, even if 3 mantras you did lovingly, that is way better than 0 mantras did lovingly. So go for quantity. Quantity is also important. Try to increase the quality of the within the quantity, then you get it. See? Some
Thank
people
you,
may say,
Prabhuji.
yeah, that's a great point. Thank you, Panchayama. Some people may say, quality is what's important. So I'm not going to chant many rounds. Quality, what's the point of doing quantity if there's not enough quality? That's also that's a very common argument, isn't it? Quality is more important. Quality is important. If you want to eat some rice, and I get the best quality rice, hand-picked from the foothills of the Himalayas at the peak season, and then I cook it here and get water. And I top it with ghee from New Zealand. Okay. And then offer you a bowl of this rice. And I say, okay, this is the bowl of rice, but you can only have 3 grains. What is the use of that quality? The 3 grains won't even get to my throat to suck my teeth. What is the use? So both are needed, quality and quantity. And give me the whole bowl. What is a big substitution? You did all this man to Himalaya and New Zealand, you can give me 3 grains. What's the point? But quality is there, no? No, both are needed. Quality is needed, quantity is needed, intensity is needed. The fire needs to be hot, but you won't cook with smoke. So, we look in the mirror and we said, tomorrow I'm going to do this. Make even incremental progress is progress. We take it seriously. Your point is very valid. Identify hollow ritualism in your life. You'll find many versions of it, many places there. Because especially those who come from Hindu backgrounds, we are right with this stuff, unfortunately. We are infected big time with hollow ritualism. Even these kathas, people go for kathas. Oh my God, when I was a kid, I went to this thing called the Satyanarayan Katha. It's about Narayan, apparently. They open the book, they read it as if like some kind of, it's in our language, but he's reading it as if it's like, I understand what he's saying, but it's like, that's not how we talk to people. He's like a buffalo. It's hollow ritualism. You just do it for the sake of, you could see he's doing it just for the sake of doing. I got frustrated with that, and I was just looking forward to the, halwa that's going to come at the end. That's the only thing that mattered for me. I was just a kid, what are you going to do? The point is, we are taught hollow ritualism. I'm doing Katha, Satyanarayan Katha, I'm sponsoring, everybody come. What's the point? Where's the love? Where's the feeling? Do I understand what he's saying? Is my heart being moved by the message of the verses? People love this kind of kathas. Why? Because you don't need to challenge yourself to change. You think you've accomplished so much spiritually. I've went to 20 kathas. What's the point? But his behavior is not changed. Still acts like a jerk. What's the point? There's no transformation, never going to happen. There's no love. Identify this in our lives. Eradicate it because it is the enemy of love. Bhakti is about love and nothing else. Our flagship product in ISKCON is love and encouragement. That is our product. If you don't have it, what are you going to sell? There's enough discouragement out there. You don't need more discouragement over here. You need love. You need encouragement. If someone is struggling, give them love. Give them encouragement. Move away from hollow ritualism, even when dealing with each other. What is the point of Panchakaka and then talking bad behind the back? What is the point? That is hollow ritualism. No, you're great. You may have some faults, I have faults, I'm not perfect. Let us both work together to improve ourselves. You see, you'll find it if you look for it. Find these little cockroaches of hollow ritualism. And then take out the spray of doom. Is there still that spell doom anymore? It's not. Because I remember when I was in
new flavors.
No flavors now. There was only one doom back then. I know this commercial on TV. I was maybe standard 2 or something And then there will be like cockroaches walking on the surface of the moon. And then the doom big spray can comes out, and then he says, I'm a kufa, 4. That's how I learned Swahili. It's hilarious. But we have to identify these cockroaches that follow ritualism now. We'll find them. So many. Check out the doom spray, Harina prayer, genuine feeling. This is Krishna conscious about. It doesn't take very long. It's a lot of fun. Okay. Hare Krishna. Okay, Kirtika Mataji, I'm going to get going. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare
Bol.
Krishna, Prabhuji, thank you very much. Sorry, haven't been there personally, and I
No, this is as good as being in person.
really
Your support
apologize.
means everything. Your support and presence means everything. But we'll see you soon, hopefully in person, at
Yes,
some
please.
point. Hopefully not too far away from now. Hare Krishna.
That's right. Hare Krishna. Thank you
Hare
so much.
Krishna.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
very much. Jai.
Jai Jai. Vanchkalpatarubhyascha कृपासिन्धुभ्यः पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रील
Another quote by
प्रभुपाद
Shalinda
की
ki
जय।
jai.
Jai.
Praise Madan Gopal Prabhu ji ki jai।
Jai.
Thank you.
Granth Raj
Thank you,
Srimad
Prabhuji.
Bhagavatam ki jai।
Ki
Jai.
Jai।